The objectives, we have one window operation for business women. Now, it is self-explanatory, the one window operation, because we don't want the women to go door to door in so many offices to get their companies registered and other things affiliated with it. So we help them. We take their application and then we register their companies and we assist them. Yes.
Right.
So that is one window service that we do, which makes them the entry of the women into entrepreneurship. We make it easy, so that they are motivated. And then it's a regional information center in business opportunities. This is the main objective, to spread information, to spread awareness. Whatever the government policies are making, we spread them. We also explain it to them. Sometimes they're not they don't understand the policies. So it's hand-holding them even in the policies to making them understand. To conduct research and work, that I've already discussed. And focus encouragement of employment of women, that we have already discussed. Yes. We are member of ECOSOC. We are also member of SARC Chamber. And we are the first chamber, women chamber, which established a display center in Nepal. We took the products, we had an MOU with them, and we opened up in Nepal, Nepal Craft Village, we opened up a display center of Pakistani products there, and it's working. Then we are also senator. I am representing the World Business Angel Forum from Pakistan. I am the ambassador, and a member of Bahrain Women Association. That is the international association that we are working with, and member of East West Africa Women Initiative Forum. Here, this lady could not come. Who's heading this for us? She's Amara, and she's also heading the University of Lahore.
Okay.
So she's also a member. She could not come today, so she is the one who's representing EVA.
EVA.
Yeah. WBF I am representing, EVA she is representing. So we have, designated different women for different linkages. Accomplishments is, we introduced the idea of bicycles for women.
Oh, bicycles. Oh, that's
yes.
good. That's very good.
Yes, that was like,
Meritorious.
Yes. This idea we got from India. From Punjab, India, Punjab.
What does that mean? I mean,
because bicycle is small projects with us, not a lot. Anisha Foundation, they all joined us. They usually join us in our exhibitions. They support a corner of one of our exhibition corner, and then they bring the ladies. So this is what they do. Yes. This is this is
That's
me.
your achievement.
This
Yes.
is me. Yes.
Yes. Clapping hands.
And can we go forward? Thank you. And affiliation with government departments. This is a necessity, otherwise we can't move. So this is SBP, we're on the board, Samida, we're on the board. We are all the boards of these. And currently we are also on the syndicate members of Home Economics, which is the college, University of Home Economics, and also the Taijen University. I'm also a syndicate member of Taijen University. Taijen. No, it is here. It is TEVTA and China.
Oh, I see.
So that's down. And recently, I have also been nominated as the advisory member of University of Vocational Training, which is established by the government in Islamabad.
You have also been an advisory member.
Yes. That university just started about 3-4 months back. Yes. Congratulations. I will now request. These are the operational strategies that we have. Identification of the stakeholders, as I said. I mean, just a small example of Shirapur and all. We identify, and then we try to then highlight their problems and the main problems that we can help. Then we do the matchmaking, like I said, that policy making with these ladies. And then financial advisory, that's the main role. Access to finance, yes. Because most of the ladies have this key problem of access to finance, because they don't have any assets or any to pledge to the bank. So they're looking for, project-based or proposal-based financing. And then ease of doing businesses that we said about we have this one window services that we help them in registering their businesses. Resource integration, and then networking in these exhibitions, Advocacy, that I told that we brief them about the policies that are coming, and whatever advocacy we can do in elaborating those policies and making them understand, and then see the outcomes, and then we also report these the outcome of the impact of these policies to the government. A year back, this department which was running in Lahore was women who used to deal with harassment.
Ombudsman office.
Yes, but they take the impact now from us.
Oh,
They actually study the impact of all the policies, and then they publish it. And that's very interesting. We have the last year's publication with us. For this year, the government did not support them. So they did not publish it, but we have the last year. So it's very interesting indicators, and then what happens with those policies, and then what is the impact. And
so what you are reporting harassment at the workplace?
Yes, we do. Yes, that is one of the reporting that we do. Yes, but there are other also policies. So there is a group of policies that the government has made for the women, like inheritance policy, like so many other policies. So then we see the impact, and then where is the obstacle. So it's a whole publication. So we get these books.
And this law, I mean, against harassment against women at the work, is this a federal law or Punjabi law?
It's a federal law.
Federal law.
Yeah, federal law. And then we have now this I will request now Falahat, please, and Shazia. Because they were heading these.
They are the point person.
Yes, they were hiding these. So this part is yours.
Since I can't see, but I've noted it here so that I should be short and precise, and I don't go on talking, so that I'll just read I just want to introduce you that we, with the TVET sector support program, we started our partnership, and we first signed an MOU, and they've been very helpful to us, and they've told us about various things about the policy making, about the public-private partnership, that how should we go about with it, and we've learned, it's been phenomenal. We've learned a lot with this partnership. And the achievements that we did, I'll just tell you, and so that you know that what all we've done. It is that we signed an MOU with TEFTA, WCCI MOU with TEFTA for promotion of Pakistan first TVET policy, developed with NAFTEC and GIZ, and establishment of the very first job placement center at our chamber, that was done, and establishment of first TVET institute by our chamber, that the HEAL Institute. And we were provided with lab equipment, classroom arrangements, competency-based training, and this was all provided in that classroom. And it was how to train our women to go online, how to promote business online. And they learned a lot, and we are very grateful for all that the TVET sector program provided us with.
And
Thank you very much.
Can we have Annie here? Annie? So Annie was one of the students of the first e-course program, e-commerce, and now she is the teacher.
Oh, she's a teacher.
Yes, this is how we push the
That's ideal.
Yes, that's ideal.
First,
so she is now the teacher in the next courses. Yes. And currently she is doing online courses of e-commerce. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you
Do you
very
want
much.
to say
Thank
anything?
you.
Do you want to talk to her?
No, we could. I mean, perhaps could I ask the, I would say, responsible for the program? I think these are in which field is it? E-commerce, and which kind of is it also manual for the moment?
It was on the computer, and we were all the participants were taught, all the people who took classes, all the women who took classes, they were taught how to promote their business online.
Okay.
Through Facebook,
okay. So it's
through Instagram, through other various
website,
channels,
and
how to the website, how to design a website, and also how to how to transfer.
So it's
money
digital commerce, basically. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So then there was a need of forming a committee, which should be the face of the WCCI and our table sector support program. So the committee has been formed, and there are 4 members. There are 4: Dr. Shaila Javed and me, myself, and Ms. Falahat, and one is she's abroad, Kaisra Sheikh. And every year it renews, because every year the body of executive members renew every year. So the office bearers join this committee. So we have almost 7 members, and the other are every year they add in that committee. So this committee is the face of WCCI in different sectors, like in public and private sector, on provincial level and on federal level, especially in Federation Chambers of Pakistan, FPCCI. And we are in very much cooperation with the public sector of Tabita through different forums like skill advisory forums. We are member of, this committee is also the member of institutional advisory committee and many other forums. So we invite our members so we can gather the information, the obstacles, and what technical and economic development they need in their industry, in their profession. So through this committee, we are engaged with all these sectors.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just because I have also invited the success stories of the first course, and one is Shabano. We asked them to give their clips and the views, so we can share the clips. Just to introduce you, Shabano, she is into textile. She started that business, and Malia, she started the vegetable business.
Oh,
And she started the handicraft business. And one thing more, that when we started taking up this membership drive in the smaller cities, so we thought that the handicraft is the one which is like more, it has to be promoted more. So we then engaged Zehra. She was the federal head of Handicraft Association of Pakistan last year. So she is now, yes, HAP. So she is now heading that movement, membership drive in the smaller cities. She's Zehra. She has done that. Anything, I think I have introduced almost everybody. They took time to
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this background of the TV program that has been
this lady is like Shugufta Rahman, I'm sorry. She was the last year's senior vice president. And she does a very unique activity, a business activity. She is into promotion of tourism at the shrines.
Especially at Especially at Nankana for the Sikh pilgrimages.
But I mean, this is, I think, hugely interesting. There are a number of people, wanting to do a pilgrimage to the shrines. And, I think it's a really important thing how to organize it. So I think it's great. Is it successful so far? Or have you made headway in organizing the whole thing? Are they? Now with COVID, of course it's bad because there are not many tourists coming. But would you say this is a prospective activity?
Yes, sure. It is a very prospective. Last year when we started it, this is the initiative. The religious tourism or any sort of the tourism, it can only be promoted, or more people get involved if the government is participating in it and government is facilitating it. And the new government, which it has, they are especially paying their attention on the infrastructure. And obviously all other departments, which are, for example, like the Department of OCAF and Evacu Trust, they all are now very helpful. They all are in the very collaborating with each other. So it is very convenient for us to be in this business and get profits. COVID, of course, it is there and it is affecting our business, but we don't say that we are about to end it or there is something very negative going on. It is like this, like all other businesses. And one more thing which I want to tell, okay, previously I was in the business with my husband. It is just because of Dr. Shaida's mentoring and her guidelines that I started my own business of handicraft with the name of Shopwise.
I didn't want to separate them.
But obviously,
No, I mean, that's very good.
Empowerment.
Yes, you should empower marriages. Right, right. So that's great.
Just a glimpse of the exhibition that we wrote. We have so far
16 years
16
last year. We had to go for
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
and they're huge exhibitions, yes. And then different picks with the, I mean, we have to be in this sort of linkages. So we are meeting with the Malaysian
And they do the exhibition in Punjab and other places in
No, I mean that actually we want to, but we haven't. Because our exhibition takes a lot of energy and money and logistics. So we have it in the Expo Center.
Here in Lahore.
Yes. But we do facilitate ladies who are coming from other cities.
places.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. And it's exclusively products produced by ladies.
Yes. Only.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had last year we had 130 stalls. Yes. For 3 days. I mean, it's a good number.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you go from here? This is WBF, as I said, Angel Forum. Yeah, and that is in Turkey. And then.
And I saw you did something with the EU. I mean, the form of the previous.
Yeah, that was in Islamabad. At Serena. Yes.
At Serena.
Yeah.
So you did, and that was just. I mean, you did not show display your products.
No. It was
just
participation in the
meeting and
yes.
exchange of views.
Yes. This is the Sunday Bazaar. Now, this was a very challenging project we got from the government of Punjab because they were not successful in motivating women to set up their stalls on Sundays because of so many logistic problems mainly.
Mm-hmm.
So we took up this challenge. And that lady also did not come, Rukhsana Khan. She is heading this. She's still heading this. We started this activity in 3 Sunday bazaars, but the most productive was in Shadman. It was very productive.
And it's every Sunday?
Every Sunday.
Every
Sunday.
Okay.
But the logistics was a bigger problem. You know, the minimum logistics, you'll be surprised and shocked that there was no toilet facility for the women.
Oh.
In the Sunday Bazaar.
Oh.
I mean, where would they go? Water and all we could arrange, but toilet facility, then we got that arranged also. And then lady policemen. And then demarcation of their areas. And there were so many things that we had to, yes. But it is a big success.
No, that's great.
Yeah. And they started with like 3,000 a month or 4,000 a month saving per Sunday, and now they are into thousands. They're making like 50,000, I think the figure that we got. This is the office bearers, the current office bearers. Mm-hmm. We've already introduced. Aage hai kuch?
Yes.
Do we have more?
Yes.
Yes. And the past president, you were introduced to 3, and furthermore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another thing which I want to tell you about the tourism. Last year, GIZ arranged a seminar or workshop, one-day workshop, with the name of Sustainable Tourism. Mm-hmm. And it was really a very good workshop. All the basic researches which were done on this field, they were told there, and they really helped us because they gave a very this was the first time that we have got the data that was according to that was checked by the authorities. And it helped a lot, and a lot of other female entrepreneurs were there who were associated, and it really helped us a lot.
Well, Dr. Sheila dear ladies, and very, very few gentlemen here. But this is good. This is good for a change. Although I have to say I'm also male, so that it would be better if a lady ambassador would be here. But nonetheless, let me say the following. I'm hugely impressed by the presentation and by your oral testimony. It's not only the first women chamber in Pakistan, but I'm quite impressed by the variety of areas in which you are working, which is, I think, great and gives a good impression of the, I would say, economic, can-do approach contemporary women, ladies, do have. And I think this is a very good sign, because we all know that the empowerment of women, and this is not only because sometimes there is the sense that it has something to do with being politically correct or being morally right. And that's also true, but I mean one of the major points is that empowerment of women do not only have this moral or political value, but it's a clear contribution to each and every country's GDP. I mean, if you promote and foster the economic activities of women, you are promoting and fostering economic growth in a country. And I think this is empirically proven. It's not just a fantasy or what we would like, but this is the fact, as a matter of fact. So it's in the genuine interest of each and every country, and particularly of countries like Pakistan, middle-income countries, to promote particularly the economic activities and the economic engagement of women. And that's why I'm so happy to be here, because I see a number of ladies being extremely active and extremely committed and engaged in that field. And that's very good, because every society, we need role models. We need people who go ahead, move ahead. I know in traditional societies, I was before in Africa. Here again, I do not want to compare that, but I mean, in traditional societies, sometimes you need role models even more than, because sometimes you have to break the glass ceiling. You have to talk to your parents. Sometimes the parents are not the problem, but the brothers are saying, well, you're staying at home, and you do what ladies used to do. And that is also a problem, and you have to, and I'm so happy that so many of you are now deciding, despite sometimes societal resistance, to do that, because you are doing not only a service to yourself, but you are doing a service to your country, as we have seen, and that is what sometimes men have to understand, and it's sometimes not that easy. I do not want to, to be too, I do not want to boast what we did. Yes, nowadays in Europe, the role of women is certainly better than it was 50 years ago, but still there is a lot to be wished for. I would not say on the political front, yes, there is a sort of, equal rights and so on, but that is basically the same here. When it comes to societal practice, then the problem starts. And you see, in Germany, we have, of course, some affirmative action. Now we have roughly 30% of the board of listed companies have to be filled with ladies. This is a sort of affirmative action. There's a lot of discussion whether that makes sense or not, but I think at some stage you have to make a clear policy statement, and that is what they done. I'm not saying that is something Pakistan should have for. The societal situation is somewhat different, but it's very good that you are coming out and that you are making the point. ladies are as gifted, are sometimes more gifted than men are, even in the business and in the economic field. Yes. Now, I'm here, of course, in Pakistan in order to promote our business and trade interests, particularly with Pakistan. There is a lot what we can say what is really good. I mean, we had a trade volume of roughly 3 billion before the crisis struck. That has perhaps a bit dipped by dint of the crisis, but I very much hope that we will return back to these figures, or even more than that, after the crisis is over. So one of the, I think, building blocks of what we are doing here, except of trying to, facilitate trade relations, talking to our German enterprises here and to Pakistani enterprises which want to export goods to Germany or wants to cooperate with German companies, is of course to create building blocks. And the TVET program is one of these building blocks, because I think it's absolutely necessary for a society like Pakistan's with a huge youth bulge. I mean, a lot of people, entering the job market every year. I mean, roughly 3 million every year, young people. And I think to have a decent education, particularly vocational education. Not everybody needs to go to the university. I mean, to be an important member of society and to play an important role perhaps in business. So I think this is a contribution we try to make by assisting and advising organizations like your Chamber of Commerce, but also other institutions in Pakistan. It's a sort of assistance to help yourself, because I'm quite impressed for what you are doing now here. I mean, in tourism, in digital commerce, in a number of areas which are really important and which can contribute to economic growth and also, I mean, this is a very welcome byproduct, empowerment of women. So I very much hope that this German-Pakistani cooperation here at the Chamber, but also elsewhere, I mean, we try to be helpful in other areas too, contribute to this growing self-confidence of ladies here in this country to do what is absolutely necessary to bring forward the economy of Pakistan, which has a huge potential, as we know, in all areas. It's finance, whether it's handicraft, whether it's traditional, I would say traditional textile, which is ICT. That is I think, very prosperous and very forward-looking area. So there is a lot to do, a lot to learn from one another, because we talk to our German companies, and they are learning a lot about the market, about priorities, about preferences in the consumer, I would say, in the consumer gamut of supply and demand. So I think we should go on here. I'm very happy to be with you today, and I very much hope that the very good cooperation we entered into on the TVET sector will perhaps be expandable even to other areas. And I see that you are very active in all kinds of national but also international fora, and therefore I very much hope that this is not the last interaction we have, and you and German institutions might have. So once again, thank you very much for this very kind reception, for the information you shared with me, and perhaps there are some questions or statements to be made from your side. I would be very much interested to have your view on whatever comes to your mind.
Yes. And about Zehra, she is very much interested in those suburb areas, as I mentioned, to start the green skills. So she's more into recycle of fabric. So she has made a lot of, and she wants us to, that we should support those ladies in green skills. And the lab that you have given us for the e-commerce and job placement, I mean, there's only one lab. I think we need to have more such labs to start other disciplines, because there's a lot of room.
Absolutely, I agree.
For further improvement, yes.
I agree.
And
often
we've done a good job.
Yes. How often are you talking to the GIZ people? I mean, are they coming here, or is it, I really
They're very
don't know.
cooperative. They're just a phone call away.
I see.
But they are also dependent on the projects that you have.
True. True.
That's the main thing. I mean,
and I'm actually the team lead of private sector
I
and the private sector program.
see.
From GIZ. So we are in very close coordination with them.
Okay, so you are in constant contact.
GIZ,
we invited them also. Yes.
I see.
And I think this was one of the very good success pilot projects which we did in terms of empowering the women in the economics sector. And the results were really amazing.
I see.
So they started off with e-commerce, and e-commerce was actually at that point the need of the hour, because most of their entrepreneurs, they really had very good products, but they didn't know how to sell them.
Yeah, that's very often the case. I mean, you have good ideas and you have no means to merchandise it, and yes.
But there are still some gaps, like for example, they do have products, they are trying to sell them, but they still lack the entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah. But I mean, the selection of, let's say, the areas in which you are working, let's say on Tibet, this is, I mean, is it being made in consultation with the GIZ, or is it being made by you, or is it made by the GIZ, or, I mean, how is that, I mean, organizatorily?
Actually, we are more in contact with the stakeholders.
Okay.
So when we get their,
Thank you.
when they bring their product, so then if we see that it needs to be like our interference in their products can help them.
Yeah.
And then we discuss with Hina and the team, and then we sort of start improving them.
Yes.
And I mean, we are constantly like working on it, but I think it is more because it's an agency, so it's more dependent on the project's provision.
No, that
yes.
I understand.
So, I mean, whatever we tell them, they have to wait until they get the right
I have
product.
to say,
Yes.
you are not only very impressive in, working with women entrepreneurs, but also in hospitality. You could offer, you could open up a restaurant.
Yes.
So that's very good. And the products, for instance, you are displaying and perhaps
On
also
Daraz?
selling on this,
Daraz?
yes. These are made by local,
Yes.
people here.
Yes.
I mean,
You would like to see the pictures?
wow. Yes, I mean, it would be.
Can you
it would be
arrange,
kind.
Vishra?
Rakshana, I like to present my own product.
Please.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
Vishra, can you get Vishra?
वो मुझे ला दो।
कोई दो चार pictures दिखा सकती हो products की? Can you show some pictures?
Only if that does not cause any inconvenience.
No.
huh?
You can also share some YouTube videos that we run.
Oh, right.
I mean,
yeah.
it's all there. I can send it to you if whatever.
No, it's
I think we are getting short of time, so we'll share that. We'll
Yes.
share everything.
add something about
Yeah, please, please.
We started and it's running on its own. So you see, there is no financial contribution. So we are running it all, together. So and I think the biggest contribution